Hello friends, welcome to the Galapagos Islands. The trip that will start today will be a trip of a lifetime. This is a paradise. Everybody wants to come here. This is one of the ultimate paradises on Earth. Welcome to the National Geographic Endeavour II. Along this week, we'll have many activities that will enhance our experience in this paradise. We'll have kayaking, paddle boards, snorkeling, walks, activities for the kids, scientific talks, you name it. There's so much to see. All of that in the company of great travel mates and a fantastic and hard-working crew and knowledgeable natural history staff. This is the place that influenced the greatest naturalist Charles Darwin for all this array of knowledge, all these origin of species, all of that has been influenced by this wonderful land. Also, something that you will never forget is how indifferent wildlife is in front of their observers. I've been here practically half of my life, and I'm still fascinated to have an animal that close. This ecologically naivete of their inhabitants is something that you will never forget. We will have a blast this week. Welcome once again to the National Geographic Endeavour II.
Today we are in Santa Cruz Island, specifically at Las Bachas Beach on the northern part of Santa Cruz. This is a great place to start our expedition, a beautiful beach walk, spotting different species of marine birds. We were able to see some eagle rays, and we actually were pretty lucky to spot a flamingo today.
See one?
Flamingos get their pink coloration from this little shrimp called Artemia salina. This little shrimp grows in the brackish lagoons. The population of flamingos in Galapagos is estimated to be only 400 to 500 individuals, so don't take flamingos for granted in the Galapagos.
It's a great experience, and I haven't had many cruises, but this would take top 1 million places.
Wow.
What did you just see, though?
We just saw a flamingo and a couple lava lizards, I think, and they're indigenous to the Galapagos.
Lava gulls?
Well, the lava gulls, sorry.
Did you see a marine iguana?
Yes, several marine iguanas.
And what did we see frolicking in the ocean?
And we saw several rays.
Rays. That was
Elephant
eagle
ray?
rays.
Eagle ray.
Eagle rays.
Yeah. As well as beautiful frigate birds flying by,
Yes.
right? Yeah. So, it's been great.
And about 1 billion turtle nests.
A lot of turtle.
But we didn't see any turtles coming out, did we?
Yeah.
It has been a wonderful afternoon. We were able to see lots of sea turtle nests, the Pacific green sea turtle. We saw the big female tracks getting up to lay their eggs. Beautiful colors, lots of birds. Our guests were pretty amazed of the amount of animals that we saw this afternoon and how fearless they were with the humans. And this is just the start of our week.
This morning we're visiting the second island in this week. It is called as North Seymour, which is just next to South Seymour or Baltra, where you just landed yesterday. And here at North Seymour, there is a small island, but has a lot of species to see. We already see a couple of bird species passing by, pelicans, and those ones which are the swallow-tailed gulls with the red colored feet. We expect to see this morning a good number of land iguanas, as same as we are checking out for those birds with the blue colored feet, which are the blue-footed boobies. And you are waiting for them, and we will definitely see them on the path with the chicks in this season that they are reproducing. And this bird on the bush right there, it is a frigate bird, one of the two frigate bird species. And this morning, we keep eye open for those frigate birds with the red pouches inflated for the sexual attraction. Okay, so let's start our adventure over this side, please. Mind your steps, quite a rocky trail we have to walk on this morning. Blue-footed boobies are found from the western coast of North America down to the coast of Peru, on different archipelagos and different coasts of mainland. There are blue-footed booby colonies. Once again, in the Galapagos Islands, we see them very often. It's the less abundant booby in the archipelago, but the most seen. We see them every single day. Maybe not that close, maybe the feet not that clear. Yesterday when you arrived to the bay, you saw them diving. We see them a lot when they do that kind of dive, like torpedo, diving from about 80 feet high or higher. They go down fast in the water. They enter in the water about 50, 60 miles per hour speed, and they could go down up to 20, 30, 40 feet deep if needed. Okay, that's the way they feed. Okay, did you see what? Where? Oh no, that's a land iguana. Land iguana, but there's a bigger one and better looking right there. Look, on the rock. That's another iguana, and that's a male iguana.
Oh, the morning's been great so far. We've seen some of the frigate birds all puffed up, and we've seen some land iguanas and other birds, and we've been having a good time on our little hike here.
I love just being able to get this close to them and being able to shoot them. It's like it's their habitat and we're just visitors.
I really like it. I like going around and seeing all the nature, and I wish the whole world could be this beautiful.
It's amazing, having a great time. I love being out in nature, and this is as close as you can get to undisturbed nature.
This morning we were lucky to see so many of the blue-footed boobies by the path that are reproducing. They start reproducing by April up to October in the cold water season, where they find plenty of food to feed their chicks. So the population of blue-footed boobies is coming back in the last years to some islands, mainly to reproduce. Like to probably 15, 20 years that the population was quite small. The numbers are coming down some years, going back over the years, so probably that is due to lack of food. Apparently population on food, they go sardines and anchovies, is decreasing in some years, and that means population goes down. So according to 1960s census, supposed to be or was about 12,000 pairs of blue-footed boobies in the Galapagos Islands. In 2014 census was about probably 5,000 pairs of them only. So but it's something that happens, goes up and down. So that is something known as cycles that could take many years and even up to hundreds of years for species, generally speaking, to go down and then to come back to recover.
They're really cute because you know how every bird they have like orange feet or like red feet, but these have blue feet, so it's like opposite.
Well, I think you don't normally see that. You certainly never see that anywhere else except for here. Right, Teddy? You don't see any birds as a family.
Yeah.
So usually they're up in their nest, not so far down.
Yeah.
They're definitely a creature to watch. I mean, they're all around, they're very close to you, they're very curious, and they're very beautiful.
Oh my gosh, it's amazing how they don't care if you're around them, and there's
just
Yep.
as curious, I guess, as we are, maybe, in a way. Or actually, maybe that's not even the case. It's more of we're curious, but they don't care. So it's amazing to be so close and upfront with them and get the opportunity to see babies and just in general how they, you know, live in their habitat.
Today we are in the island of Rábida. We are almost ready to get our first splash into the Galapagos Marine Reserve, which is one of the largest marine reserves in the world. Galapagos, it's a unique place where cold currents and warm currents come together, spotting species that you can't find anywhere else in the world.
Today we're visiting Rábida Island, an incredible geological formation in the middle of the archipelago. It's full of iron, it gives us amazing red coloration. We're walking in the red sand. As soon as we walk in, we found a Galapagos flamingo. We're extremely lucky to find today these amazing creatures. And around the corner, we spot lots of Galapagos sea lion. It's just been a fantastical walk with an amazing sunset just to end up an amazing day in paradise.
It's really beautiful. The red sand is so amazing. Never seen anything like it before, and the sea lions are adorable, especially the little ones.
Rábida Island is supposed to be one of the most beautiful beaches in the world. I think it lives up to its reputation. We're here at sunset in the golden hour. It's just amazing. The sea lions and the little pups are playful, and we saw a flamingo back in the lagoon. It's just been incredible.
Yeah.
When you're in the west of the Galapagos, like now, you're exposed to a different current. And this is a west underwater, an underwater current, counter current that comes from the west Pacific, underwater, okay? And it's like 10 times, 20 times bigger than the Mississippi River. Yeah, it's a flow of water at the bottom of the ocean, right? That is coming from the West Pacific. And when it gets to the Galapagos platforms, upwells, okay? And when it upwells here, it brings the nutrients that have sedimented at the bottom of the ocean to the area of the ocean where there's light. And then this is like having good soil and good sunlight, okay? It causes productivity. And the one-cell algae start blooming like crazy. Sometimes they come here, and there's so much of this upwelling that this looks like pea soup.
Yeah.
It's green water because of the amount of chlorophyll, right? And then, of course, the zooplankton can feed on the phytoplankton, and then the little fish on the larvae, and then all the way to whales, boobies, sea lions. You know, you have the nutrient-rich water from Antarctica, and on top of this, you have this upwelling. So right now, these waters are full of nutrients. Once the temperature gets to the optimal point, then they look into the ocean and go there and swim in the water, and then they'll dive down.
Look at the numbers of iguanas here. Remember that the name of the island is actually Fernandina Island, which is the youngest island of this archipelago. You know, coming to Fernandina is really like going back in time. Not much is happening here because the island is very, very new. As we were approaching the island, you could see the slopes of the volcano that did not really have any vegetation or anything yet.
It's crazy. It's amazing.
So the iguanas get plenty to eat, and that you know, the Galapagos marine iguana is the coolest creature of this archipelago. The evolutionary changes they have had to get through in order to make it here are just amazing. Remember that their direct ancestor is the green iguana that actually the state is having issues with in Florida that have been introduced. I am sure most of you have seen the green iguanas from any of the tropical forests of Central and South America, which is really very cool to understand and realize that they are the direct descendants. The iguanas, the land iguanas that you were able to see yesterday on North Timor are also direct descendants of the green iguanas, but you know, they both went different ways and became just different species of iguanas. He's still very young to be fishing because he's nursing. Look at that, it's a parrotfish. He got a big fish, almost his size, yes. It's a big fish.
We were going to tell a little story about how we are reproducing a life cycle, as it were, by coming back to the Galapagos with our grandson, who's 9 and about to turn 10. My parents took my son,
his father,
when he was 10. 31 years ago to here, and now he's getting to see the same thing.
And we came here 14 years ago just without any kids at all, and we're on this island. We remembered this island the most because of all the marine iguanas everywhere. So
it's the same trip. We remember a lot, but it's always exciting to see it again and learn new things.
And we hope the environment stays safe.
Yeah, we hope the Galapagos never change.
Yeah.
In the ocean, the male needs to impress the female with the movement of the head. So up to a point, they do a lot of courtship on the ocean. They have already been through that stage. Then the male walks on land with a piece of seaweed on its beak, telling the female that he's ready to make the nest. If the female follows That will be the official wedding ceremony. Come closer, please. Upper part of the crust cools off when it gets exposed to the cooler temperature. Because we are unable to see what is underneath the soil, we don't understand the very early processes of life, but this is how it happens. Cactus here is making soil together with the rot. Eventually, with time, this is going to be covered and we won't be able to see the rocks anymore like it's happening in the other islands. It will be covered because you can see how successful the cactus is being. And so who is spreading the seeds of the cactus among the lava flow are the rats.
I honestly feel that there should be more opportunities for kids to come here because I think then they would recognize the importance of conservation. You know, kids who are in inner cities that don't get to see the beauty of nature. So I think that would be a good goal.
Isabella Island. Over there we have Fernandina, we have left behind, and it's here where we can spot our second species of sea lion. This is the Galapagos fur seal, right? Yes. Those are juveniles, but by the way, this is the smallest species of sea lion in the world. So sea turtles mainly are going to eat on algae and jellyfish. But unfortunately, they confuse sometimes plastic with jellyfish.
I saw iguanas for the first time.
Marine iguanas.
Yeah.
And the cool thing about this dike over here that it's empty, the middle space.
We have a couple of delicacies. This is wine made in the Galapagos.
So I crossed the equator aboard the National Geographic NGEndeavourII.
Beautiful morning, my friends. Look at this.
This morning is our first landing to Isabela Island, and right now we are at Urbina Bay. Urbina Bay is a really interesting area because of a number of things. Number one, this was a much deeper bay before 1954. During 1954, on a single event, the seafloor of this bay was pushed out of the water, and now we're going to explore this area, and as we walk on the trails, we're going to see remains of sea creatures on top of the rocks. As we are hiking along the trail, we're finding a few land reptiles. First, we got a great sighting of a giant tortoise, and this was great because it came right in the trail, and it was really easy for everybody to see it. These giant tortoises are herbivores, and they eat the plants they like from this area, and then they disperse the seeds of these plants.
Oh, it was amazing. I've never been so close to a big tortoise like that. I've seen cartoons and movies, but never up in front like that. It was thrilling.
As well, we saw a few land iguanas. Land iguanas, as well as the giant tortoises, are the land herbivores of the Galapagos, and you can say that both of these species are like landscape designers in shaping the ecology of this ecosystem right here.
Each one of you here, we're going to have the kill cord. We've got a new set of drivers. All right. Starting. We have arrived to Santiago Island, known as San Salvador, or James in English. We have managed a really early morning visit to this amazing beach known as Espumilla. It's a brown sand beach and renowned here in the national park as a major green marine turtle nesting area. It's really been quite something. we have not only the tracks of adult females who obviously came up during the night, just within a few hours ago, to lay eggs, we have also found the tracks of hatchlings. So several nests have been hatching in the area. All very exciting, and the ghost crabs are probably getting a little bit of a feast in here as well. But it's a beautiful way to spend an early morning. Sun's out, it's looking good, and we've got the rest of the day ahead of us. We took advantage of having this wonderful open beach to walk on to have a photo group. So I took a group of people interested in focusing on photography, a little bit of natural history as well, but mostly photography. And we had the time to work the settings, to work the scene, try to get the framing, try to do all of those, and helping people out with their cameras and getting them more familiar with their cameras is a real satisfying thing.
Welcome to Santa Cruz Island. Today we're anchored at Academy Bay in Puerto Llora. This is my hometown, southern part of Santa Cruz. We get to see a little bit of the town while we walk into the Galapagos National Park Center facilities and Charles Darwin Station. Here we're going to explore the tortoises breeding center. We get to see the little babies. We get to learn a lot about tortoises, all the reproductions, egg, little things, how they're growing, and the magical things, how they get to be so giant. We learn a lot as we explore these amazing breeding programs that their main focus is to restore the population of giant tortoises in the Galapagos. We also have a lot of time to explore town. We get to see the fish market, and it was spectacular, all these fish around, the interaction between humans and nature in the Galapagos, especially in Puerto Llora. It's fabulous. It cannot get better, but you get to the highlands of Santa Cruz and all the vegetation changed suddenly. We are in a much more green and fresh place, it's jungle-ish, and we get to know a family that lived in the Galapagos many years ago and get to survive without electricity, getting the traditional ways. We get to learn how to make moonshine, where the sugar comes from, coffee, organic coffee from the Galapagos, and couldn't be better but chocolate, pure chocolate that is made here in the highlands of Santa Cruz Island. We learn all this process from the Galapagueños, from people that grow and make all this happen for their own families.
Arriba, arriba, abajo, abajo, al centro, y adentro, Salud. Hold on one.
To complete this amazing day, we get to explore the Natural Tortoise Reserve. We are walking among giant, truly giant tortoises. This is amazing. They are everywhere. Santa Cruz giant tortoise is the second biggest tortoises in the Galapagos Islands, and this is part of the migratory route. These giants, they can live long periods of time without water, without food, but at the same time, we can see them that they keep eating a lot around here. Actually, they can eat the double of the weight in a day. That's a lot, right? These giants, they don't make any sound. Here is very, very quiet, everything around. They don't have any natural predator when they're big guys like this. Tortoises, they can be very slow when they want to, but very fast when they're sexually active. Most of the day, they will stop by to feed or to refresh themselves in the ponds. They wake up around 8 or 9 a.m. depending on the sunlight, and as soon as it's too hot, they will look for a shade underneath a tree. And if they have completed their activities, maybe at 4 or 5 p.m., they are ready to go back to sleep.
Really cool and big. I've always wanted to see one.
Wonderful. That's a lifetime experience. I think we'll bring our grandchildren here when they are a little bit older.
Today in the Galapagos and everything I've seen makes me so optimistic for our planet, that sustainability works, that it's possible, it can be successful if people care and people try. Oh, the trip has been incredible. People said it's a life-changing experience, and it completely has been life-changing for me.
See the red feet?
The National Geographic NGEndeavourII have chosen Punta Pit in San Cristobal Island to end our expedition. This was a fantastic day. We started here in Punta Pit, a green sandy area where sea lions were all over the place. Also, we are here to spot in the red-footed booby bird. They were all over the place. They were on the branches, flying on top of us. It was an amazing journey. As well, blue-footed boobies nesting in our trail. If you want to spot in a red-footed booby, you will need to look in the branches. They nest on the trees, and it's why they can crawl their feet so they can hang the branches. If you want to spot in the blue-footed booby, maybe look on the ground. Red-footed boobies on the branches.
Oh my gosh, it's a photographer's dream to come here, and I just feel so blessed that I had the opportunity.
This week was fantastic, and I love learning about all the unique and endemic species to the Galapagos. And I also love learning about all the different kinds of boobies and how they eat and nest differently. I give this week 5 sea stars.
After being here 1 week in this paradise, what you should do is take all this array of feelings, all the knowledge that you have had during this week with the wonderful landscapes, good company, and tremendous knowledge. What you should do is help us in the conservation of this place. If you heard, if you know that the Galapagos are having trouble, please help us. And also do that in your local communities. You have visited one of the most important national parks of the world. Thank you for traveling with Lindblad Expeditions with National Geographic, and I hope to see you somewhere, somehow, in this wonderful planet we all live in.
Oh, look out there! They're jumping! At 10 o'clock,